We talked about the sinful nature and we understood how it happens in three things. It happens through the lust of the eye, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. So we are going to talk about nature of temptation. Temptation is something that we need to know about because it's not something that just happens all of a sudden. No, temptation is a process, not an event. It is something that happens gradually, then it builds up, and then finally you find you have failed and you have fallen back and forth, back and again in the same thing that you have been avoiding to do. The sin overtakes our lives, or overtakes your life through many moments, through many hours, through many days, through many weeks, leading to the failure of the moment. It doesn't just happen once all of a sudden and it happens. No, the one of the temptation nature takes you gradually. It holds you gradually. Like if you fall into sin on Sunday, most likely you have been thinking about the same thing from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday. Then Sunday you find you are doing that which you have been thinking about on Monday. So it is a process. It's not something that comes and falls on us as children of God. So maybe throughout the week, by that time, you have been watching things that led to what you have gone back or fallen into. Maybe you have been listening to music that is not in line with what you value. Maybe you have gone to places. Maybe you have entertained people around you that compromise that which you are trying to fight not to repeat. So it's something that happens as a process. It doesn't just fall just like that. So when you continue feeding on the conversations that are leading into tempting you, when you continue listening to the music, watching movies, watching programs, entertaining the company, being in the peer of people, this is likely to make you fall into the moment, which will make you fail, and then you start from zero. You're like, I am falling in it again, yet I've been trying to avoid it. So temptation by itself, it is a process. Get it in your life, get it in your spirit that temptation is a process. It doesn't just happen all of a sudden. It is certain programs you've been watching or certain things that you have been doing that have made you to go into temptation at that moment. And when that moment comes, because of what you have been feeding in, it is so intense that you remember when you have already fallen into temptation. So the moment you have already fallen into temptation as a child of God, you have become accountable, and this accountability goes to an individual. So once you have gone into temptation, it doesn't matter whom you were sharing with a conversation, whom you were with in a certain place, whom you went with in a certain movie. It becomes an individual thing, and that becomes your own mistake. You own it. It's your own mistake. So that is why each person must come into grips with his or her nature of temptation. You have to know what leads you to what so that you avoid it. So the key now is to evaluate ourselves and find out what led to the moment of failure, and that is what you avoid.